How's it going, guys? I got my plate carrier here, as you can probably see, and I wanted to take a little bit of time to go over my plate carrier, how it's set up, what I normally carry, and why it is the way it is, I guess. Without further ado, I guess the best place to start is with what model and brand plate carrier this is. So, full disclosure, while I have tried a lot of plate carriers, I've only ever bought one, and that is this one right here. It is a first gen Crye JPC that I've used for pretty much all of my personal stuff when I've been wearing a plate carrier. And when I could get away with it in the Army as a team leader, I was wearing it for quite a few field problems. So not a lot to say about it. It's got a stock cummerbund. It's got the stock Velcro attachment. It's got the stock shoulder straps and shoulder pads, and it's got the stock like cummerbund attachment on the back of it where it's just shock cord. It is an almost entirely stock plate carrier, and I've left it like that for no real reason in particular, other than the fact that it I've realized that it is totally adequate the way it is. Now, other upgrades like the tube attachment system, and I don't know if anybody's done anything else with like the rear cummerbund, but I have seen one guy who had a JPC. I don't know if he like modded it himself or if it was something that he bought, but he made it to where it took Velcro attachments in the back for the cummerbund. So he had like a stretchy, like a Spiritus cummerbund, or maybe it was a Faro cummerbund, so it had Velcro on the back and Velcro on the front that he attached it to. Uh, but but like I said with mine, totally stock. Uh, don't even have like one of those like cool zipper pocket like inserts to take this from Velcro. Although if I had to do anything for it, that's probably what I would do. I've got the just in case round, and if I can grab them in here, a pair of backup uh, batteries for my Ear Pro, my Peltors. I guess I accidentally already got into it there, so let's just go ahead and keep going. As you can see, I've got a hillbilly patch and a patch from, I guess there's a buddy of mine has had like an apparel and patch company called Phantom Defense Co. But now I realize that there's like an ammunition company that is also Phantom Defense Co. So this is not from them. It's another guy I know. So on the left side of the cummerbund, I've got two mags in a blue force gear double mag pouch, and then two more mags in a blue force gear double mag pouch. These are uh, adjustable. They've got some elastic on them that you can adjust the tightness, so you can tighten it for one mag, or maybe you have a large frame mag that you need to put in there. Oh, I'm also missing, so it's just a placeholder right now, because as far as civilian comms go, I'm totally inept. But I have a Baofeng, like the UV5R or something like that, the tall one. Um, uh, During my time as a team leader, though, it's mainly been like embitters and stuff like that I've put in here, and then I will take a cable from it and I will run it across the back and up into my Peltors across the back, and I just use the Molly for that. But this is just a placeholder right there, just so I wouldn't forget it, and I almost did forget it there. Now, moving ever so swiftly onward, I've got a couple of buckles right here. Those are for my back panel. I've got an S-beaner right here. I'm not sure if you can see. I don't think you can. Let me take the mag out. I have an S spinner right here, and it is taped on one end, um, so it doesn't come out. And this is for retention of like my ear pro. If we're going to a range and I don't necessarily have to wear my ACH all the time, I will take my non head mounted ear pro and I'll clip them into this just so I don't lose them. The mag pouch is the built-in mag pouch that Crye gives you with this. It's just got bungee retention, and I have never had an issue with it. I know it's not like in the year of our Lord 2025, it's not the most high speed thing in the world, but I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Maybe that can sum up my entire view with this carrier. Down here, I have my med kit in a Faro Concepts dangler, like their first gen big one. Um, I don't know if I can show it right now. I have a med sled in there from a buddy of mine that he's been making. He wanted me to test it. I've taken it to some ranges and tested it in a few different setups. It's pretty good. It just holds in a regular IFAC. But aside from a regular IFAC in there, I also have some more, an extra like Israeli bandage, the pressure bandage, and my multi tool is in there. Now I also have my gloves clipped onto a little S spinner right there. The cord, the pull tab on this zipper broke on the Faro Concepts dangler. I've had it for like 6 years now. This is a rather old carrier. I've had the whole carrier since 2019, early 2019. Um, so I had to replace the pull tab on the dangler with a bit of 550 cord and burnt the ends. I've got my gloves there, not because I walk around with them like that. Normally I have them on, but this is just to make sure that they stay with my kit. Oh yeah, and the tourniquet retention down here at the bottom, I really like. It's I mean, it does its job. I probably need to rotate the tourniquet out though. Now over here we have. Oh, I just sailed a battery. That's okay. We're gonna roll with it. I have my personal nods. They are clipped in to this for retention, and I've also got some batteries, some lithium batteries for my optic and for my nods, because you never know. And here on this other one, oh, I'm sorry, I should mention these are actually USGI, just regular mil spec 100 round saw pouches, not super high speed. And in here I have a used smoke grenade that I mainly just use to keep up space, show and tell a little bit. And I've got a zap pouch from Box Cutter Gear Co. It has in it, let's see what I have in it. This is the one with the pocket survival tool in it, but it's got an IR chem light just in case. I always like to have one on me, and a pen. It's got my notepad, and it's got a Ranger card by Black Hill Designs. And then all the way on right back behind there where I really can't get to it, it's more for somebody else, I have, if it'll go, another tourniquet in a tourniquet pouch. This is a cat. I forget what gin cat this is. I got a whole bunch of them from being in the military. We've switched over to some different kinds now, but I prefer the cats. Anytime in training where we had to, use our medical equipment, not because of real world casualties, I never deal with any of that, but in training, using our tourniquets to treat notional casualties, I always feel like, especially when I was one, that the cat tourniquets got it tighter, and I think that really does matter, especially when you have access to higher levels of care. So that is pretty much it. Yeah, it's got the stock shoulder pads on it, which is not much padding at all. And now maybe let's get into the stuff that is not so standard on it. Labels out, monster, please. sponsor me. Okay, so I have two, I think these are called Swift clips, right? Two male end Swift clips right here, and two female end Swift clips right here on the placard. So I've got them right above the placard and right on the placard. And that allows me to take this, which is a Haley Strategic Flat Pack with, that's been slightly modified. So this is the waist strap portion of it, and this is the shoulder strap portion of it. And I will attach these. Let's see if I can do it without dropping anything here. I'll tell you, the hardest part when I'm actually putting this on is making sure these side straps stay going the right direction, you know, like they don't get twisted on it. So that is how it goes on there. Now, right now, this is holding. I need to replace these pull tabs. These pull tabs on the Haley Strategic Flat Pack, they're like nylon with a bit of polymer like molded over them, and I've pulled a couple off. They're just not super stout. But I've got a hydration bladder in there. This is a Camelback one. As you can tell, I've done a lot of work to keep this thing running. I've had it since like 2021. They leak just a little bit. They're not the best ones that I've owned. The best ones that I've owned, I actually don't have any right now. The MSR Dromedary, or rather the predecessor to like the MSR Dromedary bags. I had one of those before I joined the Army when I was hiking on the Appalachian Trail, and that was by far the best one that I ever had. I took it hundreds of miles and never had a leak with it. The next hydration pouch I get, which is one of the reasons, side note, one of the reasons why I still run hydration bladders, even though it's all the rage to hate on them, is because of the experience that I had with the MSR one. I was really new to like any kind of like extreme like long range hiking or anything like that when I attempted to do that. And so like afterwards, after I had such a good experience with that MSR bag, I had no idea why people talked crap about hydration bladders. I'm like, oh, well, mine that I had, you know, worked great. And it was a big 3 liter one as well. But since then, like messing with Camelback and the USGI issued one, actually, I think was better than the Camelback ones that I bought. But I see why people have their shortcomings, and I totally get if, you know, you run something different. Sometimes, a lot of the times, I think about running something different too. But gonna try to stick with this setup and maybe trade up on the hydration bladder. So yeah, that's kind of the short little rundown. I know with a lot of other guys, especially who come from other experiences, they keep a lot more on their kit, like 550 cord and like way more batteries and way more mission critical items, right? They just load down as much as they can. Now, it's important to say that my time being a conventional team leader, running the things that I had, I didn't necessarily have access to as much as like, I don't know, like the guys who are like JTACs and stuff like that, like over at Spiritus Systems and stuff like that. You know, the most I was given is like some frag grenades, some smoke grenade, or like some frag grenades and a smoke grenade and a star cluster and stuff like that. So, with those things said, a lot of the considerations with my kit, its load carrying capability doesn't necessarily need to be as stringent as a lot of other guys. A lot of the heavy lifting for load carriage in at least what I've done, can be completed with an assault pack. Something like the Mystery Ranch 3-day that I have. I've used that a lot in field problems, especially as I became a team leader and I was given some leeway as to what I was allowed to get away with carrying. And I use that to carry a lot of things like extra grenades and extra magazines and star clusters and signaling devices, even some of the big heavy radios that require those big bricks, right? Those big brick batteries. If you've been in, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So the limitations of my kit, how it's set up right now, is very much around the knowledge that it is probably going to be ran with an assault pack, that I'm not living out of the plate carrier alone, and that, you know, I think the most I've worn this without taking it off was like 36 hours or something like that. Not a super long period of time. Definitely not as long as like some old GWOT guys would say. They may have some criticisms to my system, but I mean, hey, we'll let it ride until I find a better way of doing things. I mean, this is all still a learning experience for me. So with that being said, this system, the reason why I decided to mock up this kind of backpack or assault panel, I think that's the word for it, this kind of assault panel attachment system is, I want to say it's been on my kit like this for like 3 or 4 years now. So right about the time that other companies like Shaw Concepts and actually Haley Strategic, they have their own thing like this for their thorax plate carrier. If I was going to get another plate carrier, it'd probably be that one. But Shaw Concepts, Haley Strategic, and I'm sure a whole bunch of other companies all have a system like this. And I kind of worked it out around the same time. I don't want to take credit as to being like, oh yeah, I thought of this, man. They totally stole my idea. But I do think that, oh god, I forget the word for the phenomenon, but like when things, when multiple people all have the same idea at the same time. I think it was an example of that. But of course, I did it, you know, in Ursat's way. These in here are not sewn up. I cut a piece of fabric actually from the bottom straps of this flat pack, these side straps right here. I cut strips of fabric to loop these through right here, and I taped them down. I taped them together. Same thing on this side too. And on these, I literally just cut the buckles. I cut them with a little hacksaw, so I could bend the bar on these female buckles right here and wiggle them into the molly. And end up having to like force them in with pliers and stuff like that. These ain't ever coming out, or I ain't ever taking them out, even if I start running something a different way. But yeah, I think that's a pretty decent rundown of my system. Go ahead and take this off here before it falls. So I'm also able to run this with other pieces of equipment that I have, like my pistol belt, for instance. My pistol belt is High Speed Gear Industries belt. It's pretty sparse because I actually don't like running it. If I can avoid using it, I absolutely will at all times. However, fun fact, I am left-handed or left-hand dominant or ambidextrous or some kind of weird heresy that probably doesn't even exist. But I shoot a rifle right-handed, shoot a pistol left-handed. So that allows me to run my holster, my Safariland holster on this True North. Oh God, it's like their modular holster adapter. I run it on that, and it allows me to run this old Fast Mag AR mag pouch behind it. I have a Blue Force Gear dump pouch that I normally have stuffed away. I don't like running dump pouches all the time. However, I think that having one is a good idea, and in my experience, having one has never been terrible for me. On this side, I have a water bottle pouch. Now, when I'm running it, normally I like to put my nods in here so I can take this space up here and I can flex it into having more magazines. Like I said, this is a 100 round saw pouch, and you can stack 4 PMags in a 100 round saw pouch or 100 round saw pouch right beside each other, and it allows for a lot of extra ammo capacity. So if that's the case, I'll run my nods in this. And then I also have just like a regular cheap 511 pistol mag pouch because, like I said, I shoot a pistol left-handed, so that allows me to draw them from the right hand so my rifle mags and my pistol mags aren't competing for space. Let's see, what else should I get into here? Running it with an assault pack. Mainly, I like running it with my not Haley Strategic, my Mystery Ranch 3DAP. And what I'll do is I'll take this and I will either hook it to the outside by running it through some molly and kind of jury rigging something up, or if I have the space, I will put it in the Mystery Ranch. Having the flat back really helps as well for running a ruck. Now, personally, I have experience with Alice rucks, the Molly 2 ruck, and my own personal kind of hybrid of it that I've been cooking up. And wearing it with a plate carrier is really no big deal at all. I don't mind it in the least. In the case of the Molly 2 with the plastic frame, the wide plastic frame, it really helps to wear a plate carrier with it because it kind of stabilizes it. But yeah, the Molly 2 frame, because it's so flat and wide, the plastic frame on it, it stabilizes better when you have a plate carrier on, or when there's as much surface area for it to hook onto as possible. The Alice frame, actually, because of the way it kind of it wants to tilt towards you, like you have a hip pad that sits above your hip, and then it kind of leans towards you with your shoulder straps. So the top bar is on your shoulders or above your shoulders, like on your neck, and the waist pad is sticking out a little bit from you. It can work decently well with a plate carrier. You just kind of really got to play with the load lifters, in my experience at least. I'm sure if you're built different, it works totally fine for you. All right, so now we got the obligatory section with the plate carrier on. As you can see, I just wanted to, put it on so you can get an idea of where everything sits. So you got these right here. Mag, arm comes to rest in between them. Same with this over here. Arm just kind of sits over it. That tourniquet pouch is very slim. You don't really feel it. So why do I continue to run this one? There's probably some better options out there. Well, one is cost benefit. The cost benefit analysis, at least in my mind, to upgrade to an entirely new plate carrier when you have one of good quality, even if it is old, I think for the most part it's not necessarily in the favor of like something that you really desperately need. In my opinion, plate carriers have definitely gotten better since the JPC. I don't I have no illusions about that. However, I think that the amount that they have gotten better does not necessarily justify the price to me. I've already built out my own little ecosystem here. Slowly, over the years, I've built out my ecosystem, just taking the advice that everybody gives to new guys, right? Just, hey man, buy what you can afford, upgrade as you go. That's what I did. Bought a good plate carrier, bought good components for it, some of them from the Milsurp store, and just ran it as I went. And as a team leader and doing other stuff on the side, it did everything that I needed it to, and it didn't fail. Are there some things that I could upgrade? Yeah, absolutely. I would like to add side plates if I could. I think that it's probably not a bad idea to have more ballistic protection, which I guess is the big trade-off between something like this and something like an issued plate carrier, which I have a lot of experience with. The IOTVs of a few gens. I forget what the modular one, what the nomenclature is for it, but it's a more slim plate carrier than an IOTV, and it's got like the laser cut molly in it. So instead of having molly webbing like something like this does, it just has cuts where you go underneath the fabric. Yeah. And I want to say it's called the MBV. The MBV is good. It's definitely not my favorite. The Gen 3, Gen 4 IOTVs are markedly worse in every way than a plate carrier. Like, there's a lot of good milsurp out there, but as far as like load carrying goes, like plate carriers, don't don't ever get a milsurp plate carrier unless something drastically changes, because you can get something way better for, if you do use, you can get something way better for not a bad price. But yeah, that's kind of the shakedown of my kit, and I guess a short little overview as to why I run it like I do. If you guys are interested in maybe me getting into more depth about why it's set up the way that it is, not that there's really anything to talk about, um, you should probably check out my chest rig, my chest rig video. I go in a little bit deeper there as to why I run things, or why things are set up the way that it is, and the kind of experience that I rolled into that rig. Because this isn't necessarily as up to date as I'd like it to be, but it still functions absolutely well, and I'm still really happy with it. And if they let me use it at my new unit, I will absolutely keep using it. But other than that, guys, I've really got nothing for you. If you've watched the whole thing, I really appreciate you watching. It means a whole lot to me. Don't really have much more to say. Have a good one, guys.
Are you slamming 2 monsters for this?
No. Okay, I was chain smoking them. You go straight from one white monster to the second white monster.